And now it's time for a preview of an upcoming game by Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, this is going to be a different preview than what I normally do. Actually, it's going to be very similar, but here's what happened with the Nanobot preview is I recorded it many weeks ago when they were running their first Kickstarter campaign, and they retooled things and made things, in my opinion, better. Some of the things that I mentioned in this preview that you're about to see are no longer the case. For example, they no longer have the figurines that you're playing with. Instead, you're playing with tiles, which makes more sense with the focus of the game. It's more compact, although one of the figurines is still one of the stretch goals for the game. Other than that, everything else is the same. I would have re-recorded the whole thing, but I've already sent the game back to the folks. So this will give you a good idea of whether or not you still want to support it on the Kickstarter. It's a fast little fun game. Well, you know what? Here we go. Hey folks, today we're taking a preview look at Nanobot Battle Arena. This is Omega Edition. The reason it says that is because there's two versions of Nanobot. Both go from 2 to 4 players, but you can combine the two of them to go from 2 to 8 players. There's different cards in the games, and the robots will act in different ways. Now, the robots in the game are these really cool looking plastic robots. Let me show you how they look. These are the prototype models of a couple of the robots, and I'm going to be showing you with tiles, when you can even get a small tile version of the game. But the game basically consists of you trying to make a chain with your robots while at the same time messing up everybody else while they try to make their chain. Let me show you. And we're going to demonstrate the game using these tiles. Each player will have a different color robot. So here we have orange, and we have pink and purple and green, and there's actually 8 different colors. And these colors will match different cards that are in the set. There's 8 different kinds of cards. There's AGS, Freeze, Grow, Infect, Twist, Blink, Charge, and Burn. On your turn, you are going to place a tile on the board, and then you will play a card from your hand. Now, a very simple one is Grow. When you play that, that lets you grow. You get to play one of your nanobots to the end or beginning of your chain. As the game progresses, your chain will be growing as you build different robots on it. You can play Aegis, which lets you flip one of your robots. If you notice, he's a white background now. This robot cannot be affected by their players. If I play Freeze, the next player does not get to play a card in their phase. If I play Infect, I can take someone else's that's adjacent to my chain. So let's say, for example, my green one was here. I could take off one of the orange ones and place a green one there. Now that one would have to be in the exact same position as the one it replaced, and it's going to be annoying because I'm trying to make a chain of mine so that they all follow the same pathway. However, there's cards like this that twist, let you twist a nanobot in any direction. Of course, I might want to twist someone else's so that their chain is now broken. Blink, move a nanobot to a new valid location. So maybe there was an orange one over here, and he could have played it and moved it to that one. Charge, return a nanobot in your chain's path to the owner. So let's say, for example, orange was coming down here. I would be able to take this and give it back to its owner, and then burn. Just discard the nanobots from the beginning or end of a chain. So I would burn, the orange could play that and burn one here. However, that would actually burn both of them. Now why is that, you ask? Well, a couple things. See, orange has an affinity for burn. So when they play a burn card and burn someone else, it will do 1 more than this one. Instead of 1, it will burn 2. If someone does it to them, it will do 1 less. So this burn actually becomes a 0. And each color, so the green has Grow. So the green one, if I had played a Grow 1 for green, I could have actually have grown 2 as I move the green one on. There are also other cards in the deck. I showed you the 8 different kinds, but many of the cards have 2s and 3s on them. At the beginning of the game, they're shuffled so that everybody gets 1 3, 2 2s, and 3 1s, but after that, they're shuffled in whatever cards you get. Ooh, a 3 Infect. You don't have to use all 3, but most of the time you will. So that's essentially what we're going to do. And you're going to keep playing the game until one person runs out of robots. At that point, you will look on the table and look for whoever has the longest continual chain of the robots, and you can see the arrows in the front of them, so it's clear where the chains begin and end. And if for some reason a chain is broken by a robot pointing the wrong way, then that would be 2 different chains or maybe more. So whoever has the longest chain is the winner. If there's a tie, whoever has the fewest robots in front of them breaks that tie. Nanobots is a very interesting game. If you think about it, it's very simple. You place a robot, you play a card, and then you draw a card. And you just keep doing that back and forth and back and forth. But it's how you do that. How the colors coordinate in this is a very interesting thing. If I'm the orange player, for example, I know that I'm kind of not immune to flame, but fairly resistant to it, and I can really flame the other people. That's powerful. Too powerful, but wait, the green guy can grow really fast, and the purple guy can do the twist, or twist his people to where he needs to be, and twist yours to mess them up. The Aegis guy is almost invulnerable, but at the same time, can't really affect the other players nearly as much, so he needs to make sure his chain is properly built before he invulnerabilizes it. And so that's an interesting thing. Really, the game has luck by the cards that you draw, but at the same time, that luck is mitigated by the strategic placing. When you first sit down, you're like, oh, this is pretty simple. Put a robot, play card. And then you sit there and go, whoa. How am I playing this? This is a lot more strategic than I thought it was. It's a very different game with 2 or 4 players. With 2, you're head-to-head. Okay, how do I stop him? Stop, go. Back and forth, okay? Battle. But if you play 3 or 4, then you have to sit there and go, do I mess over the guy in the lead? Or do I help myself as much as possible at the expense of someone who's maybe not winning as much? And which is the better move? And if I twist, do I break a bunch of people's chains? Or do I, twist my own things to kind of a place where I can't be harmed? So it's really interesting, and I think the full front of the game comes out when you have all 8 colors mixed together. And I haven't played an 8-player game. Well, that sounds a bit chaotic and crazy, and I think that the game will scale nicely in that regard, having the 2 players all the way up to 8. Incidentally, I think the robot models are pretty cool looking. They seem to be very well designed, and the whole idea of replicating robots seems to fit the theme very well. If you're interested in this, as I said, there's different levels that you can get the one set or the other set, or both sets combined, or what have you. If you're interested in that, in just a moment, we're going to show you a Kickstarter link.
Thanks for watching our review today. For more information about board games, as well as the #1 board game audio podcast, check out Dicetower.com for reviews, interviews, and more. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.